Ohai. Keila. The city and city municipality in the northwest of Estonia, in the county of Harjumaa. It is located on the Keila River. Till 2017 was the administrative center of the Volist of Keila. It is abolished. Rail junction. There are enterprises of the light and food industry. It is known since the 13th century. The German naming of the city, Skittles. Keila, the town in the north of Estonia in which about 9,500 inhabitants live. Keila is located in 25 km to the west from the capital of Estonia, the city of Tallinn. The total area of the city is 11.22 km, most of which part is densely populated. The rest is covered, generally with forests, meadows and swamps. The eastern frontier of the city partially passes down the river Keila. The city is crossed by two highways conducting in Paldiski and Haapsalu and the railroad. Keila is the center of the western part of the county of Harjumaa, and the city business which gives work not only to Keila's inhabitants, but visitors from neighboring Volists and Tallinn is well developed. All industrial enterprises are located on the outskirts of the city. The city is divided the area near the station into two parts. In the southern part of the city or as speak, behind the railroad, the area of the private houses surrounded with gardens is located. To the north from the railroad are, generally multi-story houses. Large number of parks. Central, river, pine. Internal urban green areas, pine forests on the western outskirts, all this makes Keila comfortable for accommodation by the place. History. About 1,000 years ago on the right river bank of Keila there was settlement. In 1219 northern Estonia has been captured by Danes who have chosen the Keilaski mountain as the place for construction of church. On site the first wooden, devoted to the Archangel Michael, churches by the end of the beginning of the 14th century has constructed stone church. The first written mentioning about Keila occurs in the Danish land book, 1241. In the 15th, 16th centuries near church was small, approximately on 20 yards, the settlement where about 100 inhabitants lived. In the same time on site of the present river park the Livonian Award has built the ancient settlement which ruins have been found during archaeological excavations in 1976. The settlement has been destroyed during the Livonian War, 1558-1583, as a result of extortionate sorties. Hunger of 1601, 1602 and effect of plague have led to the fact that throughout the next 3 centuries of Keila remained a small settlement at church. In Keila it is possible to speak about activation of life, since the second half of the 19th century. Establishment in 1862 near the church estate of 6-meter monument to Martin Luther was the first essential event of cultural life. The monument has been destroyed in 1949. In 1885 in Keila the first singing holiday in which 19 choruses participated has taken place. The Estonian composer and the choral conductor Konstantina Târnpuu, 1865-1926, was the chief conductor of this holiday. In 1867 on the farm of Viljaus near Keila the parish school has been open. From this year history of continuous school education in Keila begins. The turn in Keila's development can be considered construction in 1870 of the railroad Revel, the Baltic port, after which there was noticeable revival of trade and business activity. In 1896, the owner of the Grange of Skyttelsbergen has made the decision on sale of part of the lands under construction. Therefore, many states as building cultural monuments which are nowadays under protection in the area near the station have been built. In 1905, the construction of branch rail line to Haapsalu has been completed. By this time in Keila there were about 65 yards. By 1925, Keila has received the status of the settlement with the self-government. At the time there were 950 inhabitants. In 1930, in honor of liberating war through joint efforts of the settlement and Volist, have built the new building of elementary school. On May 1, 1938, Keila has received the status of the city. The former settlement Alder Yakantait became the first mayor. In 1950-1962, Keila was the administrative center of the area of the same name, and thanks to it quickly developed. Construction of the railroad with power supply to Tallinn contributed to the development. In the same time the activity there has begun the small cooperative construction organization. This moment is one of the most essential factors which have had impact on further development of the city in post-war period. The first post-war city meeting has been elected in 1989. Andres Part became the mayor. Keila is member of the Union of the Cities of Estonia since 1935 and the member of the Union of the Cities of the Region of the Baltic Sea since 1997. Population. According to population census of 2011, 9763 persons, from them 9291 persons. 84.9%. Estonians lived in the city. Education. In Keila 2 high schools work. Keilaski School. Training language Estonian. And the Keilaski General Gymnasium. Training language Russian, which the authorities want to close. The Waldorf Kool-Aid private school working on the system of Waldorfsky pedagogics also works in the city. According to Department of Statistics, in 2018 the trade turnover of the enterprises operating in Keila equaled 32.7 million euros. At the same time, the greatest share was made by turnover of the enterprises of manufacturing industry minus 65%. 22.1 million euros. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.